Hello, my friends, and a very warm welcome back to My English Podcast, the channel where we don't just learn English, we live it, breathe it, and grow with it every single day. I'm Jason, and if you've ever felt stuck, frustrated, or like no matter how hard you try, your English just isn't improving, then this episode is for you. Because today I want to talk about one of the most powerful, most overlooked secrets of language learning: consistency. Not talent, not intelligence, not expensive courses, but the simple daily act of showing up again and again and again. Let me ask you something. Do you brush your teeth once a year for 5 hours? No, right? That sounds ridiculous. You brush your teeth every day, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3, but you do it without fail. Why? Because you know that small actions repeated over time create big results. And that's exactly how learning English works. You don't need to study for 5 hours on a Sunday and then do nothing for the rest of the week. What you need is daily practice. Small, focused, and consistent. That's where real transformation begins. So what do we mean by consistent practice? It means doing something, anything, in English every single day. Whether you feel motivated or not, whether you're tired or busy, you show up. You listen, you speak, you read, you write. Not for hours, but for just 10, 15, or 20 minutes. And when you do this every day, magic starts to happen. Not overnight, but steadily, deeply, and permanently. Let me tell you why. First, your brain loves repetition. It doesn't learn from one-time exposure. It learns from patterns. When you hear the same phrases, like, "How's it going?" or "I'm heading to the store," over and over again, your brain starts to recognize them automatically. You don't have to translate. You just know. And that's the first step toward fluency. Second, daily practice turns effort into ease. At first, speaking English feels slow. You think in your native language, translate word by word, and by the time you speak, the moment has passed. But when you practice every day, your brain builds new pathways. You start to respond naturally. You begin to think in English. And one day, you'll realize you're speaking without hesitation. Not because you're suddenly smarter, but because you've trained your mind through repetition. Third, and this is the most beautiful part, consistency builds unshakable confidence. Every time you practice, you're sending a message to yourself: I am capable, I am improving, I am on the right path. And that belief grows, day by day, week by week, month by month. You stop fearing mistakes. You start enjoying the process. You realize that progress isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. So how can you make this happen in just 10 to 15 minutes a day? Let me give you 5 powerful, practical things you can do, starting today. Number 1, listen to English. But not just any content. Choose something made for learners. A short podcast, a mini dialogue, or a daily news clip. Don't worry about understanding every word. Just listen. Let your ears get used to the rhythm, the intonation, the flow of natural speech. You can do this while walking, cooking, or commuting. Just press play and absorb. Number 2. Shadowing. One of the most effective techniques for improving pronunciation and fluency. Here's how it works. You play a short sentence, like, I'm going to the shop, and you repeat it at the same time as the speaker, like an echo. Say it with the same speed, the same tone, the same energy. Do this for just 2 to 3 minutes a day, and you'll start to sound more natural, more confident, more like a real speaker. Number 3. Read something short but meaningful. A paragraph from a story, a news headline, or even a social media post. Read it slowly. Try to guess the meaning of new words from context. If you're stuck, look it up, but don't overdo it. The goal isn't perfection, it's exposure. Reading helps you see how grammar works in real life, how words connect, and how sentences flow. Number 4. Write just one paragraph. 3 to 5 sentences about your day, your dreams, or your plans. For example, today I woke up early. I drank green tea and listened to a podcast. Later, I met my friend for lunch. We talked about our future plans. I feel positive today. Writing forces you to use vocabulary and grammar actively, and it helps you express your thoughts clearly in English. Number 5. Talk to yourself out loud. Yes, really. Speak in English about what you're doing. I'm opening the window. I'm turning on the laptop. I'm starting my work. This might feel silly at first, but it's one of the fastest ways to train your brain to think in English, not just translate. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need anyone to hear you. You just need to start. Now, will you become fluent in one day? Of course not. But let's see what happens over time. After the 1 day talks of practice, you feel good. You did something. Maybe you learned one new word. Maybe you understood a sentence without translating. Small win, but real. After 1 week, you've built a streak. 7 days in a row. Your brain starts to feel more comfortable. You recognize phrases faster. You guess meanings correctly. You're no longer starting from zero every day. You're building momentum. After 1 month, English starts to feel familiar. It's not foreign anymore. You know more words. You speak with more confidence. You don't panic when someone speaks fast. You're still learning, yes, but you're also using the language. And that's when real progress happens. To help you stay consistent, here are a few simple tips. First, use a calendar or checklist. Mark each day you practice. When you see that chain of green ticks, you won't want to break it. Second, set a timer for 10 or 15 minutes. Tell yourself, I'll just do 10 minutes. Once you start, you might even want to do more. Third, pick the same time every day. Morning, evening, or during your lunch break. When English becomes part of your routine, like brushing your teeth or drinking water, it stops being a task and starts being a habit. And finally, make it fun and easy. Don't force yourself to read boring grammar rules. If you love cooking, read a recipe in English. If you enjoy travel, watch a short travel vlog. If you're into music, Learn the lyrics of your favorite song. Keep your materials ready. Save a podcast, bookmark a story, keep your notebook open. The easier it is to start, the more likely you are to do it. Remember, learning English is not a race, it's a journey. And the most successful learners aren't the ones who study the hardest. They're the ones who practice the most consistently. Think of it like planting a tree. You water it every day. At first, you see no change, but one day you look up, and there it is. Tall, strong, full of leaves. That's what daily practice does for your English. So keep going, keep showing up, keep believing in yourself. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be persistent. I'm Jason, and this is My English Podcast, where small steps lead to big breakthroughs, and every day brings you closer to fluency. Thank you so much for being here. See you in the next episode. Until then, keep practicing, keep growing, and never stop believing in your English journey. You've got this.